Hello students, in the last class we discussed the term or the concept labor, types of labor, that is direct labor and indirect labor, and the difference between direct labor and indirect labor. Now in today's class we will discuss about labor cost. So we have already known what is labor. Now what is labor cost? Labor cost is an expense incurred by the organization. So it is the price paid by the organization for using the human resources for production purposes. So in general terms we can say that it is the remuneration paid to the workers for the work performed by them in the organization. It can be in the form of wages, bonus, DA, etc., etc. So in short form, labor cost is all the sum total of the remuneration paid to the laborers in the form of wages, remuneration, plus the cost of benefit given to the laborers at the workplace. So wage is a remuneration to the worker, but it is an expense to the organization, and this expense is known as labor cost. So not only the wages given to the laborers comes under labor cost, but the cost of the benefits provided to the laborers also comes under labor cost. So we can sum up by saying that labor cost is the sum total of the price paid to them in the form of price paid to the laborers in the form of wages, DA, bonus, commission, etc., as well as the cost of benefit incurred by the organization in maintaining labor force in an organization. So we can categorize this labor cost into following categories. The first one is current monetary benefit. Now what is current monetary benefits? Current monetary benefit is the benefit given to the laborers in monetary form at present, that is the wages given to them, commission given to them, bonus given to them at various levels or at various periods. So current monetary benefit is the benefit given in money terms at present. Now second category is the known as deferred monetary benefits. Deferred monetary benefit is also given in money form, but it is not given at present. It is given when the employees leave the organization. For example, provident fund gratuity. The third category is fringe benefits. Fringe benefit means the non-monetary benefits given to the employees of the organization by the management. So it is in the form of subsidized food, housing facilities, providing housing facilities, etc. Then apart from these three benefits, organization also incurs labor related cost. All the other costs incurred on behalf of labor comes under labor related cost, such as holiday pay, leave pay, etc. So our labor cost can be classified into four different categories, that is current monetary benefit, money given during the present time, then deferred monetary benefit, it is the money given to the employees when they leave the organization, fringe benefit, non-monetary benefits, and then labor related cost. So this is known as labor cost. Now the objective of the organization should be to control this labor cost. Through controlling the labor cost, we can reduce the cost of production, and once the cost of production is reduced, we can increase our profit or we can maximize our profit. So how will we control labor cost? Our next topic is labor cost control. So labor cost control means, or it ensures proper employment of labor. Proper employment of labor as well as its optimum utilization. So we should not only employ proper labor, but we should make them, but we should utilize them to the maximum possible limit. So labor cost control means proper employment of labor as well as its effective utilization. So how is it possible? What are involved? What are the activities involved in labor cost control? Labor cost control includes manpower planning. So labor cost control includes manpower planning, that is planning in advance that how many labor force is required to produce the product, or how many labor force will be needed for the organization. Then proper selection and recruitment. Proper selection and recruitment. Through proper selection and recruitment of employees, we can say that we have employed proper labor into the organization. Then not only these two functions, we have also proper time recording and proper time keeping and time booking. This time keeping and time booking is also necessary to control labor cost. Even if the employees are perfect in their work, there are chances that they can misuse, or if there is no discipline in the organization, they can misuse or they can come late to the organization. So to avoid that, we have to properly record their entrance time as well as departure time, their work time in the organization. So labor cost control ensures, or labor cost control involves manpower planning, selection and recruitment, proper timekeeping and time booking, as well as proper recording of the accounting or payroll of the workers. Only through proper recording or only through proper accounting of the payroll of the laborers, we can arrive at the actual labor cost. Only after arriving at the actual labor cost, we can take steps to control it. So this is the meaning of labor cost control. So labor cost control means proper employment of labor and its optimum utilization. So in this labor cost control has the following activities, that is it involves manpower planning, that is planning in advance of the human requirements needed by the organization. Then after ascertaining the human requirement, they should be filled through proper selection and recruitment. Then not only it is the duty of the organization to recruit proper employees, but we have to see that they are working properly. So for that, we have to keep a proper timekeeping and time booking system in the organization, as well as we have to record all the labor related costs or all the expenses incurred for labor through proper accounting. Only then we can arrive at the actual labor cost. So this is known as labor cost control. So there are various techniques for labor cost controls. These techniques can be either budgetary control, ratio analysis, standard costing. All these techniques you will study in management accounting in 6th sem. So for labor cost control, the organization will have mainly 5 departments. So through proper cooperation and coordination of these 5 departments, we can control the labor cost effectively. Now we can see what are the departments engaged in labor cost control. The first department is the personnel department. So the main job of personnel department is to select and recruit the employees. First they have to make a manpower planning, that is how much employees are required, what type of employees are required for the organization. Then they have to select and recruit these employees and then give them proper training. The second department is timekeeping department. So the main job of timekeeping department is to record the time spent by the workers in the organization. Timekeeping department involves timekeeping as well as time booking. The third department is payroll department. Payroll department is mainly concerned with calculating and disbursing the amount of wages to be paid to the employees. Only if they are given proper wages, they will be motivated to work harder in the organization. Then next one is engineering department. Engineering department is mainly concerned with the working conditions of the working environment of the organization, as well as the various production methods or techniques. So their main duty is to evolve proper production methods and techniques so that the cost comes up to the minimum. And last department is the cost accounting department. The main responsibility of the cost accounting department is to record all the costs incurred for labor as well as proper control of the labor cost. So all these departments have to work in coordination or in cooperation to control the labor cost of the organization. So these are the 5 departments that are involved in labor cost control: personnel department, timekeeping department, payroll department, engineering department and cost accounting department. So we have studied the term labor, types of labor, difference between direct labor and indirect labor. Then we have discussed the term labor cost and labor cost control. Now we move on to the topic timekeeping. What is timekeeping? What are the methods of timekeeping in an organization? So timekeeping is the process of recording the arrival time and departure time of the worker in an organization. So this timekeeping is mainly employed in an organization or mainly introduced in an organization to record the time spent by the worker in an organization. So in the timekeeping department, the arrival time and the departure time of all the employees will be recorded. So we can move on to the methods of timekeeping. There are mainly 2 methods for timekeeping. One is manual method and the second one is mechanical method. Under manual method, the timekeeping is recorded manually. A timekeeping clerk will be given the responsibility to look or to record the time, arrival time and departure time of the worker. So under manual methods are the earlier techniques. Now in most concern, these techniques are not used. Most of the concern use this mechanical method. In mechanical method we use the machines are used to record the timing of the workers. Here the either the worker or the timekeeping clerk records the arrival time and the departure time of the worker. So manual method is again of 2 types. One is attendance register method and the other is disk or token method. So in attendance register method, it is the most simplest and earliest form of timekeeping method. In attendance register method, an attendance register will be kept at the entrance of the factory premises, and the name of the worker and 2 columns will be there in the attendance register. One is in column and the out column. So name of the worker will be entered in the attendance register. So when a worker comes to the factory, he has to record his time in the in column against his name. And while he goes out of the factory, he has to record the time in the out column against his name. So this is the attendance register method, but it has it is very simple to operate. It is very inexpensive, and it is very suitable for small organization. But there are some disadvantages to this method. What are the disadvantages? Once it is not suitable for large organization, because in large organization there may be many employees, and there can be rush during the morning time or during the arrival time, and there can be malpractices also, because worker can record the time in the column of the absentee workers also, and there is possibility of recording the wrong timings. So these are the disadvantages of attendance method. Now in disk or token method, each worker will be given a metal disc bearing his number. This metal disc will be hanged in a board near the factory premises. So all the metal disc will be hanged in the board, the metal in the factory premises, and box will be kept near this board. When a worker enters into the factory, he has to take this metal disc and put it in the box. So after the normal timing, this box will be taken away and another box will be kept there, and the workers who come late have to put their token or the metal disc in this box. So in this way we can easily distinguish between the people who came on time and the late comers, and the absentees who are absentees, metal disc will be there on the board itself. So in this way we can easily find out the people who are late, find out the employees who are absent on that particular day. So in disk or token method, this is also very simple, very inexpensive, and even illiterate people can record or can use their timing. But in this case there is more clerical work, because this token, after taking this token, it has to be recorded again in the paper by the office clerk, and this increases their job, or this leads to more work on the part of the timekeeping clerk. So these are the manual methods used by small organization. It is suitable only for small organization, that is attendance register method or disk or token method. Now comes to mechanical method. Mechanical method, the time is recorded with the help of machines. So mainly there are 3 types of mechanical method. First one is key recorder, second one is dial time recorder, third one is time recording clock. So under key recorder, a worker will be given a key bearing his number. So when he enters into the factory, he has to insert the key into the keyhole and give it a turn. So that time the timing, the number of the key will be recorded in the machine, automatically recorded in the machine, that is key recorder. So under key recorder, every worker will be given a key bearing his number. So when he enters into the factory, he inserts the key into the keyhole and just turn it, and on turning the key, this machine automatically records his number as well as the time of his arrival. And in the same way, when he goes out of the factory, he has to again insert the key and turn it. That time departure time will be recorded in the machine. Then the next method is dial time recorder. So in dial time recorder, this dial time recorder is of clock face and it has a handle to it. There will be lots of holes in this dial time recorder. Each hole bears a number. So when a worker enters the factory, he has to rotate this handle until his number comes up in this hole. When he sees the number in his hole, he can press the hole. That time in this machine, his number as well as the time will be automatically recorded. Now time recording clock. In time recording clock, this is the most common form of mechanical method. In time recording clock, every worker will be given a card bearing his name, his number, his department. This card will be kept in a series order in the factory premises. There will be a time recording clock laying by side. So when a worker enters into a factory, he has to take the card and insert it into the time recording clock. At that time, the time recording clock automatically prints the time in his card. And in this way, his arrival time and departure time is recorded in the machine itself. So the main advantage of time mechanical method is that time can be recorded automatically. It will be exact time. Malpractices cannot be made. Then it is very suitable for large organization. But the main disadvantage is that if something mechanical error comes to this mechanical method, then we cannot record the arrival or departure time of the worker. So this is the time keeping method of the employed by the organization. Most of the organization now employs mechanical method. Manual method is a earlier form and it is always used by the small organization.